Hello, my name is Eva Masłowska. I'm an assistant professor at the Department of Advertising. My research centers around marketing communication and consumer behavior, specifically consumer brand interactions in the context of new technologies. For example, personalized advertising, brand engagement, social media advertising, electronic word of mouth. Together with my colleagues, we're currently investigating how the pandemic is affecting advertising and how consumers engage with brands in this difficult time. We've been observing consumers' behaviors changing during the pandemic. Consumers display different shopping patterns, they engage in different types of online searches. We also see the shift of attention towards television. We see that consumers are altering the ways in which they interact with social media. They interact with different types of content now and different brands, but also at different times of the day. What's especially interesting, we've been seeing that consumers also altering their expectations towards the brands. At the same time, the pandemic is changing advertising. Companies are changing their creative ad content. Ads appear next to a new type of content, being information about the coronavirus. Brands are also adjusting this advertising spending. And it seems that advertisers post a little bit less and maybe more carefully. There are several questions that seem to be especially important to address in this context. First of all, should brands advertise during such a difficult time? There have been quite a few surveys conducted on this topic already, and one recent survey from Kantar found that only 8% of consumers thought that brands should stop advertising. However, that doesn't mean that brands should just keep on doing whatever they were doing before the pandemic. Consumers now have clear expectations that companies should play their role in the crisis. Another question that we are investigating is what are some common ways brands are responding to COVID-19 in their advertising? We have been observing some recurring themes, one being encouraging social distancing and sheltering at home. A good example is Netflix spoiler campaign, or Volvo's social media campaign encouraging consumers to stay at home instead of traveling. Another theme is engaging in philanthropic efforts. That's a theme in which brands tell the consumers how they're supporting the fight against the pandemic. A good example is Dove's Courage is Beautiful campaign. Finally, a third theme seems to be providing tools to help consumers during this difficult time. For example, IKEA revealed the recipe for the famous meatballs. Many car manufacturers started offering new insurance. Brands like Nike are encouraging exercising at home and providing soundtracks for exercise. At the same time, the brands try to provide some emotional support in all three themes that we've observed. So now the question is, do any campaigns stand out for their response? And if so, which ones and why? We've been observing that campaigns that address consumers' needs, provide relevant information, are useful to consumers, increase empathy, are authentic. These types of campaigns generate publicity and positive consumer engagement on social media. What's particularly important is that brands consider the fit between the brand and the message, as well as live up to their promise. So if a brand claims in the campaign that they care about healthcare workers or that they care about the employees, it's not enough to talk about it in the campaign. Brands should also do something about it. What brands need to keep in mind is that the changes in consumer behavior we're currently observing, they won't go away overnight. And the relationships consumers build with brands in this difficult time, they will affect future brand engagement. Thank you.